Edgewater entdeckt 600 EP dafür. Ah, wenig.
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place
Ich
for a
schon.
traveler.
Du?
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me.
So nicht.
Because I'm sick.
Hä?
You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk.
Ist mir egal.
I don't know which company you work for, but if it's Spacer's choice, boss can still write you up for fraternizing with an incompetent worker. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got.
Medizinischer Assistent. Ich könnte eine Pflege. Stärke, ich mache mir keine Sorgen. Ich werde nicht. Na komm.
Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. People trouble. Lazy worker like me getting special treatment from some out-of-town physiker like you? People will talk. Company always tells us weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work.
Das genau. Ja, genau, das ist doch Quatsch.
I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
Na gut. Das. Stehen. Oh. Gott. Kaputt. Was?
Company ammo.
Was? Hä? Ich werde tot. Ja. Da liest du nicht alles Loot, aber. Der ist doch tot, doch das noch, diesen Modul.
Who was that? Get him!
Wer
To collect a fine
ist das hier?
Take him down!
Die schießt auf die Dinger. Platten. Okay, warte. Ja, okay, hör mal auf damit. Eine. Spread. Spread und. Das Geld 19 geht in hier. So.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Ganz ruhig, alles so. Gibt es so einen Haarschnitt eine Predigt? Eine gerne von Namen sehen.
So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Oh, Silas hat mich geschickt, um deine Schulden einzutreiben. Moment. Einem
Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable.
Was?
Ah, Gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
Das heißt, ja,
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. With what? My own blood?
ja,
Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Wrongfähige Behandlungsrecht. Ich sehe das einfach an.
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Ach,
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
oh, ja, das kann ich denen geben. Jetzt sagt ihr Bescheid, wenn wir. Ich will keine Zeit für so.
Much obliged.
Gut, dann zum Weg. Nee, da geht's ja wieder. Martin.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Aber mit der Ruhe, Mr. Thompson hat gehört, wie ich Wahrnehmung zum Verraten, was macht.
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
Du bist also Martin Abernathy. Ja, ich bin hier, um deine Grab.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Jürgen hat es erzählt. Wie lange hast du denn, dass du deinen Sohn Lügen.
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Ja, man ist jetzt durchgesucht. Oh, sehen. Tut mir leid, das zu hören. Du bist paranoid. Bezahl mich. Ich verschwinden kann. Kann man nicht egoistisch sein.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Na komm, wir wollen.
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Ja, komm, ich hab dir schon Geld in mein. Nicht so schnell, ich hab
I'll do what I can.
Wieso kannst du nicht einfach selbst mitziehen? Ich habe das in Geld.
Medicating myself with Adrenatime didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy.
Okay. Das ist ja schrecklich. Mit anderen Worten, der Konzern dich nicht, weil du
More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough.
das ist so. Handel nicht. Danke. Ich vermute, das wird.
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand.
Okay. Nur das kann ich. Was nicht. Gestalten.
I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly.
Ich,
So you'll do it then?
ja,
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
ich. Gibt es etwa Versiegelung? Ein großes Risiko. Ja, das ist
I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Was will sie denn jetzt?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Ampicillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
Das Text Symptome, das. Du sagst also, es
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do.
ist das Nummer.
Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you.
Aber mehr auf. Community weshalb ich wollen. Ich verstehe. Du bist jemanden, der illegale Medizin für dich.
I'm paid better than Abernathy. Whatever he's giving you, I will do you one better. That's all I can ask of you.
Ja, aber. NFT. So, tu nur keine. Only so. Protein.
Fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit?
Ja.
You run into any trouble?
Konrad sagt, er kann sich nicht. Das können wir nicht leisten.
Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room.
Rechte von.
That's the word, extortion. Tip of my
Stimmt.
tongue all day.
Stimmt. Das Und wenn ich schon mal wieder hier bin. Konrad,
What can I do for you?
ich möchte mein Schiff, ich möchte dir gerne eine Ahnung der Materie. Sie
Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
müssen es schon etwas weiter wissen. Du bereitest also Leichen für ihre Beerdigung vor. Ein ziemlich ich schätze, wurde es an einer medizinischen Fakultät.
Experience was my teacher. Experience and so you want to be an embalmer, brochures 1 through 5, courtesy of the Spacer's Choice Department of Career Development.
Ich würde gerne
Go ahead.
ich bin viel begeistert. Was weißt du über diese
The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame.
was sind diese Symptome?
Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching.
Welche Corona? Warum behandelt ihr nicht alle?
Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us.
Eine vernünftige Essen?
Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours.
Das
Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started.
klingt ganz schön nach.
As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a man. If you want to feel exhausted, try not having any work.
Ich muss ein Cash haben. Wo ist mein Geld? Und der 17. hat sich schon. Okay. Die Firma muss in die Führung von Space eigene war ein Tiefposten der gleichen Gebühr. Okay. Philips. Okay. Dann Herz. Dem Pseudo-Apfelsaft. Das hat einen aber nur irgendwie leichtes Sturmgewehr.
You trying to get us all in trouble? What do you think you're doing?
Gar nichts. Äh, Ach, man kann nicht bestechen, was?
I don't have time for this.
Es hat funktioniert, ja, was? Ich hab. Das funktioniert einfach.
What can I do for you?
Tatsache, ich weiß ja eigene Bescheid. Findest du nicht? Szene als Fun für dein
You know about Eugene? How?
eigene. Ich habe Eugene. Ich habe eine Nachricht von Phyllis. Es geht dich nicht.
Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
Sicher nicht vergessen. Ich habe jetzt einen sicher Wert.
More than a few. Those teeth were his personal savings. I can't ask
Gesamter
Silas to dig up
Spannungsgott.
a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Ja. Ist mir egal, ich bin nur hier.
Yes, I suppose I must. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Okay. Lebe wohl. Ah, da. Ah, das ist die Fliege.
You're safer inside the walls.
Phyllis Ranger.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Nee. Du bist dann wohl die Vorarbeiter.
Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you.
Ja, Grabgebühren. Ich bin hier,
Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
Diese Dokumente sind nicht in Namen.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
Nicht von. Du musst das Nachbarn bezahlen. Was?
If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
Du meinst es, der hat sich selbst geschossen.
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Was für eine Verschwörung. Geburtshaus hier.
Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left us with. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did...
Kann ich denn Vandalismus? Musst du eher etwa seine Teile von der Wänden kratzen?
First of all, that's a horrible thing to say. Secondly, yes, we did. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
Er war ein Mensch, kein Gegenstand. Hört sich so an, als hätte er nur Ärger gemacht.
All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
zu dick, Miller. So, jetzt bin ich gleich wieder da. So, Miller? Hä? Auf der anderen Seite. Konservenarbeit.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
So, und, ja.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Wovon redest du?
The war! The coming apocalypse! Man versus machine!
Ach,
I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
aber keine Ahnung, wovon du. Hä? Ja, da muss ich im Auge behalten.
That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Seht das? Check. Hol es im Grab. Wenn der Widerstand seltener
I've been
Beweis war.
gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Schicke an Mitzahl.
Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
Was soll.
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. The scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
Ich muss so random Aufgaben hier. Das ist ja scheiße. Wenn ich diese Roboter-Speer ausgeschaltet wenn ich diesen ausschalten soll, ein paar Tipps.
Mechanicals got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
Das ist ja einen kleinen Beitrag, um den Widerstand mit Anti-Roboters zu
Mechanical repellent! A stroke of inspiration from the law itself. Hey, I've been saving up a couple of bits for just such a project.
die Roboters. Ja. Okay, das zählt nicht als Stehlen. Okay. Dann soll ich vielleicht nochmal rumlaufen. Oh. Hey, Türen.
Yeah? What about him?
Du zuerst. Ich weiß, dass aber es gibt dann Gold sehen.
Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about?
Seine Goldzähne könnten gehört sein.
Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away, vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead.
Oder das. Ich halte meine Augen auf. Das wird mir jetzt ein bisschen zu gedreht.
Suit yourself.
Ach, jetzt sind wir Eugene. Oh, ist der Farb. Hier. Hier. Nein.
Something I can do for you?
Nein.
Yeah?
Wo ist die Eugenes Grabstelle? So. Jeder so Silas. Was ist die Grab? Hab ich doch.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble?
Also erledigt.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
Ich würde sagen, ich hab,
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
ich habe da eher an harte Währung. Werde ich dann immer noch.
Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Aber das ist schon. Datenschutz ist aber wichtig. Hat er nee, noch nicht anfangen. Ja, aber da. Ist ja nichts zum Looten, was ist denn da? Ist ja echt enttäuschend. Nichts zum Looten, nichts zum Looten. Hallo, wer da? Oh, ist böse. Weg. So, ist ein Cocktail, komm her. Okay. Fällt ja richtig tollwütiger Spread. Okay. Ist ja niemand mehr. Sammeln. Verkaufsauto. Meister. Vorderle. Ton. Manchen. Hoffen wir. No, leichtes Sturmgewehr. So. Hackern. Nein, auch. Ach, nee, Blender. Total wichtig. Ganz lieb. Okay, hier ist er schon. Ist das den Müll? Platz. Nein. Nichts. Nichts zu tun. Eine Schatzkiste. Oh. Ah. Packung. Ah, ne, Frozen Diner. Dinner. Bestseller All in One. Featuring Signature Sauce. Fried Chicken, Mashed Spectrum Potato. Bist tot. Käse? Nein. Ja. Nein, ich möchte nichts. Gucken wir. Etwas nie passiert. Lava. Okay. Ach ja. Ja. Wie viel Schaden macht das jetzt? Oh, okay. So willst du also haben. Okay, der hält viel aus. Ist auch gut gepanzert. Oliver? Das kann ich nicht looten. So, neue Fähigkeiten. Zwei. Der Dialoge da. Oh. Mit der Fähigkeit kannst du schneller hacken. Du musst aber weniger eine Robotereinheit.